This is an introduction to the Payette Forest Coalition's Community Forum. The center part of the web page is a forum. This is where the draft documents are posted and agendas, the meeting announcements, and supporting materials. I'll give you some examples here of how to read something from the threads or posts on how to add a new thread. If you simply want to read an existing post, all you do is click on the highlighted text. For example, if you want to read old meeting notes, you click on the meeting notes. The notes for each meeting are posted, organized by year, and the blue highlighted text, by clicking on the blue highlighted text, you'll retrieve a PDF file of the meeting notes for that meeting date. You can always go back to the complete list by clicking on the link to all postings. There are individual threads that are set up for the committees: the Road and Recreation Infrastructure Committee, the Vegetation Committee, and the Monitoring Committee. Here's an example of an upcoming meeting. So the agenda and the background documents are posted under this thread. Again, to read, you simply click on the blue highlighted text, and the text that's highlighted under each topic will retrieve a document, some background information for the upcoming meeting. Back to postings list will get you again back to all of the threads. If you want to comment, there's a simple way to do that. Let's go back to this meeting agenda and background thread. Let's say that you've read through the materials and there's a draft letter and you'd like to respond to that letter. You can do that by clicking on reply, and that will bring up a edit window that's sort of like an email editor. And there are two options here. You can register your name and a password, and there are some benefits to do that. It makes it simpler for accessing more than one thread at a time and commenting on it. However, there is the challenge of trying to remember your password. The simplest method is to simply click guest. You can type in your name, optionally you can type in an email address, and then either leave the heading that's there for the current title on the thread, or if you want to label your comment to something specific, you could say suggested edits to letter. And then in the message window, you treat that just like an email editor. Type your message and then click add. Just to note a few little icons here. You can actually do quite a few things. You can set the style of the text. If you have a fairly lengthy set of comments, you can take advantage of that. You can also enter a link by highlighting text and linking to, say, a document that's posted on another website. You can use that. There is a spell checker, and you can upload photos or upload even videos. But once you type that, you click add, and then your comment is added to the thread. So that's one way to write in the forum responding to an existing thread. Another is to enter a new thread. If you've got a topic that you want to initiate, you can click new thread here in the upper right corner. And the same process works here. You can either, if you have registered and have a password, you can enter your username and password. If not, you can just click guest, enter your name, the title of your new thread, and then type your message. And then by clicking add, the new thread will appear on the front page, on the home page of the Coalition website. So again, this part of the web page is for primarily for ongoing committee work and draft documents, announcements of meetings, things that are relatively temporary or things that are going to be changing over time. Over on the left, there are a few other menu options that are very useful. One is called Administration on the top. By clicking on this, you will get to a library of coalition protocols, CFLRP related documents, Collaborative Forest Landscape Restoration Program documents. Monitoring covers all projects, and so it has a tab here on its own that's independent of projects. And then the fourth item is a calendar, the PFC calendar of events, and that events identified and the time, and by clicking on the event you can retrieve more detail. So going back to the protocols as an example, this is a library of documents. Each line is a separate document. There's a box or a little icon for description. If you want to read a little bit more about it, you can click on the description and it will pop up a 1 or 2 sentence description. Let's take an example of the organizational structure for the PFC that was posted in June of 2012. If you want to review or read that document, you just click download and it will retrieve the document for you, and you can either read it on the screen or print it. Notice that these column headings do give you the ability to sort. If you wanted to sort a fairly lengthy list by date, you can click on the date column. In this case, it's ascending order. You click on it again, it's descending order. The most recent document posted in this file tab is listed at the top. If you click on Forum Home, that gets back to the main page again. And then the next 3 items over here on the left are navigation menu items for specific projects. Each of these is organized in a similar way, but I'll take the Mill Creek Council Mountain first as the primary example. And for each project, there are 4 tabs. The first is Management Direction. This covers things like the forest plan or management area plans within a ranger district. In this case, the links will lead you to a Forest Service site or a document that's off of the Spatial Interest site. Project Design, or NIFMA, contains the coalition documents that have been prepared related to the design phase of a project. In this case, at the top of the list here are the recommendations. Want to see a description. It says these are the PFC recommendations adopted by consensus and submitted March 1st, 2010. NEPA is the second phase of a project, and any NEPA-related coalition documents are listed here in the media library. Same format as before. Individual documents appear on separate lines. They have a description, the date they were submitted, and by clicking on download, you can retrieve the document. Now there are, for each project, the Forest Service typically has a project page. Rather than store that redundantly, there is a link at the top here that will take you to the Forest Service project page for Mill Creek Council Mountain, and all the NEPA-related documents will be can be retrieved from that Forest Service site. And then the fourth file tab on this media library is Implementation. And in the case of Mill Creek Council Mountain, there are 2 contracts, the Cottonwood Road contract from 2012 and also the Cottonwood Stewardship contract. So currently there are 3 projects. We have Mill Creek Council Mountain, Lost Creek, Boulder Creek, same format as Mill Creek. The third project is underway, the Middle Fork of the Weiser River, and again that is an identical format to the other 2. Research and references will lead you to some journal articles under these headings: ecology, silviculture and restoration, collaboration, small log and woody biomass, and monitoring. And clicking on the heading will reveal the titles to these reference documents and the brief description. The email news archive, by clicking on that, you are taken to a page that has all the emails that have been sent to the coalition members. And the archive page presents the first few sentences of the email message. And then if you want to retrieve the entire message, you can click on the heading. And if usually these email announcements have a link in them, and the link is still active in the archive. So rather than try to manage these messages in your own email application, they'll always be here, and the messages all the way back to 2010. Related to that is if you aren't on the mailing list and you want to be in order to receive those email announcements directly, you can enter your name in the form down here in the lower left and your email address, and then click submit. There's a reminder here to watch for a confirmation email when you sign up on the email list. The email service requires that you confirm by responding to an email message that is delivered to you, and the message will simply contain a link that you click to confirm that yes, indeed, you want to be on the list. And the last item here in this navigation menu is a file upload. If you have a document that you want to submit and have it posted, or if your comments are fairly long and you don't want to enter them within a forum thread, you can click on File Upload, and that will take you to this form. You can enter your email address, click the icon here to choose a file from your PC. You need to make sure that the file is closed. For example, if it's a Word document, you want to make sure that you're out of Word, you're no longer editing that file, and then type a brief description of the file content and hit submit. You'll receive an email message confirming receipt of the file. So just a quick review. The main center part of the page is for the forum and the threads on the forum. It's real easy to read them by clicking on the highlighted text. You can write on the forum by either replying to an existing thread, or you can start a new thread. In either case, there are alternative ways to sign in. In order to write, you do need to sign in, and that's either as a registered user by creating a new account and a password, or simply using the guest account. The navigation menu on the left will bring you to pages that have more detailed documents. Typically, these are documents that have gone through a review procedure and have been adopted by the coalition, so they are more of a permanent archive than the resources that are under development in the main page. And don't forget to sign up on the email list if you haven't already.